Something I've been reflecting on lately is how ideas are born. A lot of people think innovation starts with a genius moment, a light bulb, a sudden answer. But I've learned that most ideas don't appear out of nowhere. They come from learning how to observe. There was a time when I looked at the world and only saw what was directly in front of me. A building was just a building. A tree was just a tree. A human body was just a human body. Science was a bunch of complicated information that people studied because they were nerds. But something changed. I started asking questions. Why? How? What if? And those three words completely changed the way I see everything. Now I can look at something as simple as the human ear and see an entire world of engineering. I don't just see an ear, I see a biological system that captures vibrations, processes frequencies, transforms movement into signals, and allows one human being to share thoughts and emotions with another. I see a blueprint, I see inspiration, I see a question waiting to be answered. What can we learn from this? That's where many of my ideas begin. Not from trying to force an invention, from noticing something that already exists and wondering how we can learn from it. The human body, nature, the ocean, animals, the stars, the patterns around us. Everything carries information if we're willing to pay attention. A spider can teach us about materials. Birds can teach us about flight. Trees teach us about structure. The human brain can teach us about intelligence. The ear can teach us about sound. The universe itself can teach us about patterns, balance, and energy. The biggest change I've noticed in myself is that I don't just consume the world anymore. I study it, I observe it, I question it. And that observation has changed the way my mind works. A problem isn't just a problem anymore. It's a puzzle. A limitation isn't just a limitation. It's an opportunity to ask, how could this be improved? A natural process isn't just something happening. It's a lesson. Over time, I've filled hundreds of notes with ideas, questions, reflections, and concepts. Not because every idea will become reality, but because every idea is training my mind to think differently. Some ideas will be unrealistic. Some ideas will already exist. Some ideas may need decades of technology before they become possible. But every idea starts somewhere. It starts with curiosity. The most important thing I've learned from this is never lose your ability to wonder. The moment you stop asking questions is the moment the world becomes smaller. Children look at everything with curiosity. They ask why the sky changes colors, why animals behave the way they do, why things move, why things exist. Somewhere along the way, many adults lose that curiosity. They stop looking, they stop wondering, they stop exploring. But curiosity is not childish. Curiosity is where discovery begins. The greatest inventors, scientists, artists, and creators throughout history all had one thing in common. They noticed something others ignored. They asked questions others never thought to ask. And they were willing to look in the ordinary and see the extraordinary. That is the journey I'm on. Not trying to pretend I have all the answers, but becoming someone who is always willing to learn, always willing to observe, always willing to improve. Because the future belongs to the people who can imagine a better one, and then have the discipline to study, test, and build towards it. Stay curious, pay attention. The world is constantly giving us clues. The question is, are we awake enough to notice them?